I find your lack of Christmas cheer disturbing.
Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for another 12 days of anime video. The topic of this video is my favourite anime film watched in 2019, and that is one that is currently still on Netflix New Zealand, and it is called Your Name. Now, normally I probably would have skipped this film. However, Bibi told me that it was a really good film and that I had to watch it. And while I have an extensive list of things that Bibi has told me to watch and I haven't actually watched because, I'm lazy, and I watch other things, I have made a list. She knows I've made a list. She's seen the list. I have a list of things to watch that she recommends because I always write it down. But funnily enough, the whole reason I ended up watching it is because she had recommended another film which was called Mirai. That's Mirai, M-I-R-A-I, so Japanese, not Marai, M-A-R-A-E, which is Māori. I had seen that, funnily enough, on Māori TV, and afterwards, if you know me, you know I watch a film a night. So after I watched that, I was like, damn, that was really, really good. And then I remembered she had recommended Your Name, and I was like, oh yeah, alright, I'll give it a shot. Now, this is probably where the problem comes in. I can't really explain Your Name without doing spoilers, but I'm going to try to give a generalized idea. The story is basically two people whose lives have been intermingled by a cosmic event that changes the face of Japan or the world. That's probably the best way to do it. And the way this happened is that they basically transfer over into each other's bodies. So it's kind of got that element of, if you were to wake up as the opposite gender, what would you do? Some of that is covered in it. I'm not going to say what happens because I want you to watch it. And that's also why I mentioned it's on Netflix, because I don't know how long it will be on Netflix for, but I would recommend you go and watch it. I am not afraid to admit that I teared up at the end of it. And I think that that's a good sign of how gripping a film is. I would say that while it's not like a Studio Ghibli film, it does have that kind of effect. It draws you in like a Ghibli film would. And I really enjoyed it. I've actually watched it twice this year. I watched it again the other week because I wanted a refresher, because I watched Mirai 4 months ago, I think. So I was like, if I'm going to do this for the 12 days and mention it while trying not to spoil anything, I really needed to rewatch it. So I enjoyed it immensely. I really loved the characters, and I loved the interaction between the main female character and her sibling. Because I myself have two blood-related siblings, and then multiple siblings that are related via our iwi. Because in our particular iwi, we don't have cousins. So if a person is below a certain age, they are considered your nephew or niece, and you're their auntie or uncle. And then if they're above a certain age, like they're close to your age, we view them as being like your brother or sister, which of course ties into the auntie and uncle thing. Not that you really need a extensive detail about my tribe. But I loved the interaction there. And the other thing I really loved about it was just the visuals. Like, I love the visual storytelling of Japanese animated films. It's something that we really haven't mastered in the West. If you're talking about like famous animated films of the West, you're probably looking at like Disney films, or like the Pixar films. And while they're good, I wouldn't say that they're in the same category as like the Japanese animated films. I just think that they're a lot better, and I think they're a lot better at their storytelling too. Because Western culture is very much about, good and evil, whereas the Japanese storytelling is less sort of about that black and white view. It's mixed, it's intermingled. Everything sort of flows. And I think that's one of the other things I love about their storytelling. Anyway, so my favourite anime film of 2019 that I have watched is Your Name, and it is still currently on New Zealand's Netflix. It's probably on Netflix in other countries too. If you haven't viewed it, I suggest you go out and watch it. And if you don't have Netflix, try to steal your friend's account so that you can watch it. Just be like, I'll bring some treats or something. I'll bring some beers. If you drink, and you're old enough to drink, I'll bring some beers and stuff, and we'll sit down and watch the film. I watched it on my own. It's something that I would watch with other members of my family if they were interested in sitting down and watching it with me. Because it's not like I have friends that I go out and watch films with. If I had friends that I watch films with, I'd watch films with them. And that would definitely be one of the films I watched with them. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.